Hello everyone, this is Alexander TV, and I have not made videos in a while, so I thought, as a video, I could just show some custom LEGO minifigures that I've made. And I have made a few in the past, and I just kind of found my box of them and decided to revisit them. I have not shown them in my channel, although I think a few of them might have popped up in some videos, but anyways, I guess I can begin. Also, as a point of reference, I'll have Bob here, just to be able to compare everything to a regular minifigure. So let's start with some more simple ones. Here I have Two-Face. This is a really old figure. I made this like 3 or so years ago, actually like 5 years ago now, I'd say. So at one point I repainted him. I need to repaint the other side. I want to paint it something other than orange. I think the orange looks a bit weird. The face involved some sculpting, and my camera will not focus. This is not focusing. Alright. So yeah, that's Two-Face. And head sculpt, I think, turned out pretty well, although a bit chunky. And for how old this figure is, I think it came out pretty good. Alright, next up. Here's a character from a Russian TV show about a police dog. This is one of the characters. It's sort of, he's a police officer, but he's very dumb and has a few mental issues, so he's always the one ruining everything and being made fun of. Captain Gnizdilov. I think I had him in one of my older animations. Captain Gnizdilov came out pretty well and quite accurate to the show. So yeah, this one was also fairly simple. Mostly I just did some simple painting and glued on some paper for the belt and the tie, as well as I used paper for the trench coat, which works quite well. And the face was custom painted by me, and I think it turned out relatively well. Alright, next up, the wolf from the Russian TV show Nu Pogodi, which is kind of a bit of a copy of Tom and Jerry. I personally find it more entertaining, though. I think it's a really good show. This figure, other than the head, is just a standard figure, which this needs to be repainted. The pink shirt looks terrible. And my phone just froze for a second there. Man, the head was sculpted from pink Sculpty and then painted up. I think the head mold came out really well, very accurate to the show. Although he seems a bit less angry than he did in the show, but whatever. I'll just set these figures aside. He also has a bit of a problem with his head overweighing everything else. Next, from the same exact show, there was, in one episode, an evil robotic bunny in a science center. And I thought it could be pretty cool to make the evil robotic bunny, so I did. And it came out pretty accurate. So this one was really just a brick build and then some painting. At some point I want to make the face 3D. I'll have to either sculpt a face or build one out of something. But for now this will do, and this is quite accurate to the show just as well. It's larger than a standard minifigure, obviously, because it's built of bricks. And this I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Next up, from a French TV show. Well, not TV show. There was a cartoon series, a comic series, and a few really funny movies. This is Obelix. The story goes in the sort of storyline of Asterix and Obelix was when there is this village and they have the ability to fight off the Romans because they have some magical potion which they drink and they become extremely strong. This guy fell into the potion when he was a kid and had infinite strength ever since. This figure involved quite a bit of sculpting for the hair, the helmet, and the large belly, and actually doesn't even have a minifigure torso piece like Bob does. It's just a thing of clay. Next up, here's a character that I think most people watching this will probably be familiar with. It's Yoshi from Mario. So Yoshi here stands pretty tall. Not very detailed on the back. I know there is a tail on Yoshi, so I'm missing a few details, but I mostly display him like this, so it's fine. The shade of green is a bit too dark, but again, it's fine for what it is. I think the sculpt came out very well, and this figure, I did make it a while ago, and then I repainted it actually just this week. And I'm very happy with how the repaint came out. Next up, here's from the SCP series. This is SCP-049, the Plague Doctor. My figure's holding a knife and a stick. I made a belt out of electrical tape. I used real fabric for his trench coat and hood to make the hood go sort of up and be a bit more strong. I dipped it in super glue, so it's pretty solid. And then the actual face was made from a Chima crow, and then the beak was also enlarged using cardboard, and then it all got painted up. So I think this came out quite well, and the figure is very tall compared to a standard minifigure. What I did is I extended the legs and also put a Lego brick in between the torso and the legs, making the figure even taller, and then I extended the arms. So I think that made this figure much more menacing and ominous. So I quite like the way that one came out. Next up is my Venom figure. So there he is, there's Venom, and he likes falling over. So I guess I could show the body real quick. The body, just a regular minifigure body with a lot of paint to make this sort of symbiote-y stuff. The arms are not painted, they're just regular black Lego arms, and they still move. The legs have been extended, so if you compare it to a regular minifigure, you'll notice that Venom's legs are quite a bit taller. The head was sculpted with white Sculpey and was then painted. I plan on repainting the tongue. I think I added the white to make the tongue look shinier, and it looks terrible. And the Venom figure itself, I like the way it came out, but it falls over too much and can be improved on. Next up, here's my custom Lego R2-D2, just the regular R2-D2, except I added some cut rubber bands as wires. I added some to the bottom, I added the third leg, and I made the head spinnable. While on the regular one, the head does not spin. It does spin here. And that was simply done by jamming a cut Lego lever piece here, and then putting a bit of a tube inside of the head. It doesn't hold things in by that much, but whatever. And also, the lever can be moved back and forth to create interesting effects. You could even make R2-D2 look down, which makes absolutely zero sense. And the final figure for this video, sure, not the final, there's one more after it, but here's a big fig that I made. It's Bane. Bane here, one of his arms is cut off and missing, so that's very nice. Figure has some scratches on it, and it has this like tubing. Pretty simple. It was just a knockoff Gladiator Hulk that I took and painted up. Yeah. And then the final figure, it's me. And I think it came out pretty accurate. The hair is pretty similar, and yeah, it looks like me. There. No painting was really done, except I did paint the mouth on, but that's pretty much it. All of the figures that I showed put together for, I guess, a group video. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.